Hey friend, John McLennan here, and in this video we're going to talk about soloing over the classic chord progression to Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones. Now I'm going to show you 3 licks. 2 of them I've stolen directly from the recording, so these are note for note Keith Richards licks. Then we're also going to talk about the theory and what scales you can use to play over this progression. But before we dive into it, there's 2 things we got to talk about. One, I already did a lesson detailing out the rhythm to this song. So if you haven't seen that, you're going to want to check that out because you always want to know the progression that you're soloing over. And number 2, be sure to grab my fretboard guide at the first link down below. If you're new to the channel and you haven't grabbed this yet, this is going to tie in directly with this song when we're talking about knowing your major and minor scales and also your pentatonic scales. So you can learn my entire system for that. I put it on one page. Download it completely for free at the first link down below, or you can go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide and grab it right there as my gift to you. All right, so hope you enjoy that. With that said, let me show you the first lick we're gonna learn. All right, so we are in the key of E for this song. So the go-to scale that I would use to start off with would be the E major pentatonic. Now you want to have that worked out, in different places on the neck. And here's a great place to start. You can basically think about, for those of you that use the Cage system, this is your E chord here. It's like a G shape for an E chord. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out in that box there, very common pentatonic box. We're going to do a bunch of hammer-ons. We're going to go. So that's literally starting on the 5th string and going 9 to 11 and doing a hammer-on and then continuing up the scale. Next string, same. Next string, same. Then on the 2nd string, we're gonna go 9 to 12, and same on the 1st string, 9 to 12. So I've got this. Literally just a sequence of hammer-ons going straight up the scale. Now these are 16th notes and they start on beat 2. So we'd count 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and then we end there with a bend on that 12th fret. We end that measure on the and a 4. So then we bring it down and play it twice on the 12th fret. Then we skip over to the 2nd string 12th fret and do a whole step bend on that one. So then we release it down and then pluck it again. So far I've got 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we jump over to the 11th fret on the 3rd string, bend that up a whole step, release it down, and do a pull off there to the 9th fret. Then play 11 on the 4th string, 9 on the 3rd string, back to 11 on the 4th string. So we get this. Again, just using a couple notes there, the pentatonic, but it sounds great. So all together. Here's what it sounds like. I'll play it just over the main progression. And again. So that's a great example, and you could see that Keith is using all of those notes there are in the E major pentatonic, which ties right in with my fretboard guide. So make sure to grab that down below. So the next lick is going to use what I call some double stops and sounds like this. All right, so a double stop is where we take two notes in a riff and play them together, and this is such a great sound. I love using these in my soloing. So here's the example. We're playing the 11th fret on the 3rd string and the 10th fret on the 2nd string. Play that twice, 1 and 2 and 3, and then we'll play it again on beat 4 and move it up 2 frets to 13 and 12. So it's gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and really we're moving into part of the E shape here from an E chord, right? Just up the octave. Again, tying in that cage system, right? Here's your G shape, here's your E shape. So this is gonna start on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm gonna play it in bar 2 of the figure. Here's what it sounds like with the rhythm underneath. So you can take any two notes, and I'll give you an example of just sort of expanding on that. You could do something like this. So here I'm using the 9th fret on both the 3rd and the 2nd strings, just grabbing those two there, doing a hammer-on into 11 on the 3rd string and 10 on the 2nd string. So that other shape there, but I'm using these fingers now and I'm going, doing 4 of them, and then finishing back on 9 and 9 there, which is part of the E chord. Or, right, your A shape now from Cage. Look at this, so you got A, G, and E for my Cage students out there, those of you that are in my Cage guitar program, this stuff should look familiar. So here, we're using just that A shape, coming back to it here. All right, so I've got one more lick I want to show you here, and this is something that I stole from Stevie Ray Vaughan, actually, but it's a great example of a major pentatonic line with a little bit of blues seasoning on top. Here's what it sounds like. All right, so the first lick we did, remember that ascended up the scale. Now we're gonna descend down, but we're gonna do it in a cool way. We're gonna start on that high root note, that 12th fret of the 1st string, come down the scale. That's 12, 9, 12, 9. Then we'll do a quick grace note from 12 to 11 on the 3rd string. Then 9, 11. 9 on the 3rd string, 11 on the 4th string. So I've got. Then we're gonna slide back up into that shape there, sliding from 11 to 13 on the 3rd string. Grab the 12th fret on the 2nd string. Come back down. So that's sliding up, then let go of that 2nd string, slide back down. 9, 11, 9 on the 4th string. Now I'm using primarily a 16th note rhythm, so 1E and a 2E and a. Here it is with some backing behind it. So have fun working out some of those lines and try and play them over the progression. And to help you even more, be sure to grab my fretboard guide at the first link down below. This is the roadmap to putting this stuff together on the neck, and it uses just 5 chords and 5 scales. It's completely for free. All you got to do is go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide, or use the first link down below. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you have an amazing time improvising, and we'll see you in another video real soon.